Hello and welcome to Diabetes Wisdom, specifically talking about type 2 diabetes and how you can reverse it. Now, disclaimer, I am not a doctor and I'm not a nutritionist. And so any advice should just be taken as just information, but you wouldn't want to put anything into practice or change anything about your diet or your medicine regimen or your exercise regimen without consulting your actual primary care doctor or physician. And actually, if I was a doctor, you still wouldn't want to just take my information and change anything about what you already have planned with your doctor. You would want to go back and ask those questions. So just a disclaimer that this is a vlog and a testimony channel of my journey with type 2 diabetes, where I'm at and where I want to be with it. And really, the channel is all about offering hope to those that do not know about the fact that there is a way to reverse type 2 diabetes naturally, but your doctor, your Western medical doctor, is not going to tell you this information, right? They're just going to continue increasing your. They're going to in. They're going to continue increasing your prescriptions, right? And it's just going to continue to progress. You know, diabetes is chronic and it will continue to progress and eventually will cause some deathly uh, uh, disorder, where it could be a heart attack, a stroke, amputations, cardiovascular disease. But it will lead to your demise if you let it, right? And you let it progress and you don't change, drastic change to your lifestyle. So again, seek professional doctor advice, and let them know. Even if they're not quite on board and they're not sure what you're talking about, just let them know what you want to do. So that way they can say, okay, well, if you are going to fast or something, then, we are going to want to adjust your medicine. So you want to consult with a doctor. Okay. Uh, so the video is, can you reverse diabetes? It's a brand new YouTube channel I'm kicking off, and it's because I just want to get the word out there. I'm feeling called to offer my story to you, because there is hope out there, and I just discovered it. I've been a diabetic for over 2 years now, and I was diagnosed, and I was told the same thing that probably most people are told when they get diagnosed with diabetes, and that's that this is a slow, progressive chronic disease that there's no real cure for, and you're going to continue. You're just going to have to, every time you get your blood work done every year, and if your A1C number is still high, then they're going to just kick up your doses on your medicine, and eventually, when it's just spiraled out of control and you can't even get it out of the 200s, probably into the 100s, then they're going to get you on insulin, and then it just steamrolls and continues to get worse and worse, right? To where you're taking 100 units of insulin a day and the 4 pills, and you're still not able to control your diabetes, your glucose levels. So I'm going to introduce myself. My name is David. And I was, like I said, diagnosed in 2019 with diabetes. I was 36 at the time, 36 years of age. So it's been a couple years. So I just turned 38. So getting diagnosed in your 30s with diabetes was not an easy thing to take, being that I'm an ex-athlete, played basketball, football, baseball, and track, and was very good at all those sports. And I was always in really good shape and very muscular, and I just didn't think that I would get something like this, right? And it does run in the family. My grandfather had diabetes, and it did take his life. So I think that it does have a little bit to do with your genetics and your it being, you may be more susceptible to it, or you carry the gene. And I am right now about 40 to 50 pounds overweight, and that is also contributing to my diabetic state as well. So, what did my doctor tell me a couple years ago when I got diagnosed? They basically just told me that uh, um, that diabetes is, there's no cure for it. You're going to be on medicine for the rest of your life, and it's probably going to get, to where you're going to have to increase doses as it gets worse, and all that stuff. So didn't really offer me any hope or any even chance that, well, if you change your diet and you do these things with your lifestyle, you might be able to reverse it. Didn't offer any hope whatsoever. And so I just kind of took that. And over the last couple of years, I have suffered a lot of depression because of my health. literally my health, my poor health and diabetic state has caused me to have depression quite a bit because I'm nauseous all the time, depending on what I eat. And I'm not on insulin, so I only take a pill. And even if I eat something and I took my medicine, and then sometimes that doesn't work. And I'm going on walks constantly. I'm exercising, and it can be really tough when everyone else is living a normal life and you can't eat normal foods, or they make you sick, or they make you tired, or and so, or if you take your medicine and then you actually decide to go on a really long walk or something, then your blood sugar goes down to 70 or 80, and then you're feeling really sick and nauseous because it just went down 100 points really quickly. If you have diabetes, you know what I'm talking about. That spike of 100 points plus or minus can really make you feel nauseous and no energy and just want to lay down, and sometimes that doesn't even work. And so recently, the last couple of weeks, I took matters into my own hands and started doing some research. And I listened to audiobooks on Audible, and I did get recommended by Audible because I did listen to Dr. Jason Fung's The Obesity Code a couple years ago. And so the I didn't know he had a book on diabetes. So the diabetes code was referred to me or recommended to me. So I picked it up and listened to it. It's about 7 hours long. And my mind was blown because I'm like, everything that I'm hearing just makes logical sense. My favorite analogy that he goes over in the book is that when it's kind of like a bowl, everyone starts off with a bowl, right? And every time we eat and we eat sugar, we fill that bowl up, right? And if you eat moderate amounts, then you never fill that bowl up uh, uh, all the way to the top of sugar. So every time you go without eating, then you're able to burn down those sugars you ate, right? And so then you're always within a healthy range in your body, and that's why if you don't have diabetes, that's why. But being overweight, and I won't go into all that in this video, but being overweight, can definitely contributes and increases your chances of diabetes and visceral fat in your organs, especially the liver. But when you have the sugar bowl, and you've been eating for years a lot of sugar, and when I look back at my diet, there's being that I had a desk job for the last 10 years, so not a lot of activity, and then also probably not the healthiest diet, and drinking regular sodas and all that, and just it our bodies just are not designed to do that. And everyone will eventually get diabetes if they continue to just eat whatever they want, fast food and sodas and all that. It'll eventually get you. And so that bowl of sugar finally went to the top. And every time I ate sugar, it just overflows, and all that extra glucose just goes out into the blood, and then it's not able to go and go into your cells to use the glucose as energy, because you just have way too much. And then what that does is it toxifies your body, and there's that's diabetes in a nutshell. And so what Dr. Jason Fung talks about in his book is that when you have that bowl, every time you fast, so every time you're not eating, you're in a fasting state. So let's get that correct too. You don't have to fast for a whole day to be technically fasting. Anytime you're not putting food in your mouth, you've begun fasting. But Dr. Jason Fung talks about longer periods of fasting that's not typical, or that's not normal. And so you can start off with even, 12 to 14, 16, 18, 23, 24-hour fasts, right? And so every time you fast, all that overflowed sugar, you can actually deplete it and get it under where it needs, under the overflow place, right? And so once you do that, then your blood sugar stabilizes. And the longer you do that, and the more consistent you stay, you fast, and then also eat, foods that don't spike your insulin, like refined carbohydrates, that bowl is going to start emptying out. That sugar bowl is going to start emptying out, and that can take it can take weeks to do that, or even months, depending on how much sugar and how where your diabetes is at. And so I started 2 weeks ago. I listened to the book, started 2 weeks ago. Um, And I started doing about 23-hour fasts because I would like to do the 36-hour fasts, but I have a family and kids, and eating dinner with them is just part of, our life and everything. And so I just started off with 23-hour fasts, and I eat dinner, but I skip. I don't eat all day, and then I Monday through Friday, and then I eat at the 23-hour mark, 24-hour mark. I eat dinner, and I eat a healthy dinner. And so within the 3 or 4 days, I was able to get my blood sugars down to the 120 mark naturally, right? And so I did this for 2 weeks, 2 weeks without taking my medicine. I didn't take my medicine, and my blood sugar levels after waking up in the morning were stable and normal at 120, 130. And before, while taking my pills and eating like I knew how to eat, I would wake up, and sometimes my blood sugar would be at 250 when I wake up in the morning, and that was with taking my medicine, right? Or my blood sugar on a good day would be 150, 175. I could never achieve it down and get it down to 120, 130 where the doctor wants it, which is considered normal. Until I started doing this intermittent fasting and low carb dieting, which was recommended by Dr. Jason Fung's philosophy. So that's what this channel is going to be about, right? Is offering hope, that there is hope in reversing type 2 diabetes. So if you want to join me on my journey on reversing my type 2 diabetes, then click the like button, hit the subscribe, and turn on bell notifications so you don't miss out on my next video. I'm planning on uploading daily for a while, definitely weekly, so you'll get plenty of videos from me. And I'm just going to give you updates where I'm at, how I'm feeling. Have I reversed my diabetes? How much weight loss have I had from intermittent fasting? I want to share this with people, and the whole point of this is that I want to get the word out to people with diabetes that don't know that there is hope, and that there is a way that you can take action at changing your life and not having to feel sick all the time, and not having to take medicine, and not having to eventually fall or even die to the disease of diabetes, right? And so I want to just I'm feeling called to share this information with you from a regular person that's not a doctor, and just tell you my success. And so if you watched the whole video, then please drop a comment below and just say, hey, I watched the whole thing. Thanks for sharing. And, it'd be nice to meet you. And, join me in my journey, and I'll see you in my next video. Thank you.